Welcome to our daily episode of Behind the Door with Suz and Matt. Today's episode is brought to you by Clearview Labs, helping companies align.
Hello and welcome to Behind the Door, where Mac and I are going to dig a bit deeper in the business minds of our wonderful guests.
Today's guest is Dr. Ivan Misner. He is the founder and chief visionary officer of BNI, the world's largest business networking organization.
I want you to explain, you use the phrase, you have it on your website, you've used it for years, and that is farming versus hunting. Why don't you explain that a little more? I think that's a good phrase.
So, yeah, I thank you. I do too. I like it. So I did a seminar. I was a keynoter at a big event in London a number of years ago. Who knows? It might have been that event when we did the interview. And there were 900 people in the audience. And I don't know what possessed me, but it was an all-day thing. I was the keynoter, and there's a lot of networking going on. And I saw a lot of people kind of being transactional. And so I don't know what possessed me, but I asked them, I said, hey, everybody, I have two questions for you. First question, raise your hand if you're here today hoping to just maybe possibly sell something. 900 people raised their hands. The entire room raised their hands. I said, okay, great. Second question, how many of you are here today hoping to, maybe just possibly buy something? No one raised their hands. Not one single person. So this is what I call the networking disconnect. Karen, people show up at networking events and they're trying to sell, but nobody's there to buy. So people then ask me, well, why in the world would you go? You go for this reason. You go to work your way through what I call the VCP process. Visibility, credibility, profitability. First, you have to be visible. People have to know who you are. You know that old saying, it never hurts to ask? That's wrong. It does hurt to ask. If you ask when you're not even at visibility, you're not going to get anywhere. So you have to be at visibility. Then you move over time to credibility, where people know who you are, they know what you do, they know you're good at it. And then and only then can you get to profitability, where people know who you are, they know what you do, they know you're good at it, and they're willing to refer business to you because they know you're so good. And that's why you go to networking meetings. So you go to people that you meet people at an event that you've never met before, and your goal is to get to visibility with them. You meet people that know you, and now your goal is to get to credibility, and you want to talk deeper about issues, about business, so that they recognize your credibility. And then, of course, you meet people that you're at profitability with, and it's shorthand. Hey, how you doing? How'd that referral work out for you? How's business going? And, it's much more personal, and you can go deeper with those people that you're at profitability with. That's why you go to networking meetings, is to work your way through the VCP process, not to close sales.
Yeah.
Look, a blind squirrel can find a nut. You can stumble over business, and people think that networking is basically face-to-face cold calling, and they're wrong. That's face-to-face cold calling. It's not networking. Networking is about building relationships and going through the VCP process.
Yes, I agree 100%. I had an experience myself years and years ago when I was working in Washington a lot. And I brought a friend with me. She was very good in business and such. And all of a sudden, I'm introducing her to people so that she can build her network and she can work with these people. But what she was actually doing was saying to these people, oh, so Karen introduced us, so now I want to do business with you. And that was just it. And I'll never forget a few of them coming up to me and saying, are you telling them because we meet that I'm going to do business with them? And I said, what are you talking about? And I had to stop her and say, you will no longer come to Washington, D.C. with me, because this is not what you do. I brought you here so you could meet these people and start to build your own relationship. They're not going to hire you because you know me.
So in one of my books we call that. In one of my books we call that premature solicitation, which you don't want to say fast 3 times, it'll get you in trouble. We wish you much success, and we'll be talking to you soon behind the door.